Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear learners. Welcome to the Chase Academy and a very warm welcome to English Grade 11 video lecture series. Students, today we will talk about grammar SLO. The competency we are discussing is grammar, and this SLO talks about parts of speech. So, this is our lecture number 3, and I hope that you're following the previous lectures as well. The SLO is very general. We have covered this over and again, but every time we learn something new because of the comprehensiveness of this learning outcome or this SLO. So it says demonstrate knowledge and application of parts of speech in oral and written communication in varying degrees of complexity. It means that we have to show our understanding and knowledge and also use practically as it is required in the SLO that we apply the parts of speech in oral and written communication in both of these mediums of communication in varying degrees of complexity. It means that not only the parts of speech but the sentence structure, and there are so many things that we need to learn in order to have a good grip on the English language. So, and in learning these things, these concepts or these parts of speech, we find that there are complexities. There are different kinds, different types of different parts of speech, and then there are certain rules as well. So this is what defines the complexity and the degrees of complexity of this learning outcome. So here is your vertical linkage, dear students, and now let's move on to the lesson. Let's talk about and let's recall, let's retain the parts of speech. And what are we talking about today? We are talking about adjectives and adverbs, and you know they are two of the most important parts of speech. Though all the parts of speech are important, but today we will learn adjectives and adverbs. We will see what is an adjective, what is an adverb, how do we differentiate, and what are the complexities, what are the different degrees of complexity that we can find in these parts of speech, and how do we learn them. All right, now students, let's recall what are adjectives. Now we know that adjectives, they are words, and why do we use these words? They are showing us quality and they modify our nouns or pronouns. It defines, it tells something about our nouns or pronouns, gives information as well. So there are different degrees of adjectives. Now let's see, how many adjectives do we know? Now students, all these colors and words like nice, beautiful, strong, weak, healthy, immature, mature, all these words, and a lot of them are adjectives. They are telling us that what the noun is like in quality. Is it strong, weak, red, blue, purple, light, heavy? So these words are telling us the quality of the noun that we are talking about, and it gives more information about the noun. Now students, when we are talking about adjectives, now we know that there are times when we are comparing different things. So how do we use adjectives? We know that there are different degrees of adjectives that we have already learned in previous classes, and now we are going to revise and learn more information about them. Adjectives can be used to compare similar qualities of different subjects that perform the same action. There are 3 forms of adjectives, or rather 3 degrees of comparison. They are, now you can call them forms or you can call them degrees. There can be a positive or absolute form, the most basic form or degree of adjective. Then there is comparative form or degree, and then superlative form or degree. So now all of these different degrees, they have different functions, and we use them for certain context. Let's talk about first the positive degree of adjective. The positive form or the positive degree of comparison is the form of the adjective used in the original form. So when we are using adjective in the basic form, in the most original form, we use the positive degree or the absolute degree or absolute form of the adjective. For example, this book is interesting. Interesting is our adjective and it is telling us information about our noun, which is book, and it is modifying our noun as well. This form of adjective is used when there is no other subject to be compared. This book is interesting. We are not comparing anything. We are not comparing two books, or we are not even comparing this book to the rest of the books. So we don't need any kind of comparison. Hence, this will be the most basic and the positive form of this adjective. Interesting. Next, let's talk about comparative degrees of degree of adjective. When we are talking about in comparison of two things, two subjects, then we need to compare them, compare their qualities, compare them so that we can actually make a decision, or we can tell something which one is better than the other. The comparative form of the adjective is used when two subjects performing the same action or possessing the same quality are compared. For the two subjects, they should have a same action and they should possess the same quality. Only then they can be compared. So this is a condition in the comparative degree of adjective. The book I read yesterday was more interesting than the one I read today. So now we are talking about two books, the book I read yesterday and the book I read today, right? And we are comparing the adjective of interesting. So which one was more interesting? The book I read yesterday was more interesting than the one I read today. So out of all the two subjects that we have over here, this one is stronger and has an edge over the other. So that's why we compared it and we decided that the book I read yesterday was more interesting than the one I read today. So this is your comparative degree. You are comparing this thing with this thing, and they are having equal quality. They are books, they are equal in their subject, but they are having different qualities. They have same quality, but one is preceding over the other. One is more interesting than the other. All right. Superlative degree of adjective. The superlative degree of comparison is used when comparing the same quality of two or more subjects. So students, comparative degree and superlative degree, they are both of the nature of comparison. All right. But in superlative degree, we compare two or more subjects to represent that a subject is superior to two or more subjects in performing an action. So it means all these subjects have to have a same action and same kind of quality, but one is better than all of the other. One is the best out of all the others, of all the other subjects or nouns. For example, this fantasy novel is the most interesting book that I have ever read. For example, I have read 50 books. They are both all of them are interesting, but this fantasy novel is the most interesting. Now, this is the superlative form of interesting. More interesting was the comparative form, and most interesting is the superlative form, because we are saying that one thing stands out of all the other things. So this is why we call that superlative degree. Now, there are some types of adjectives. Adjectives can be divided into different categories based on their functions when used in a sentence. The different types of adjectives are possessive adjective. It means it is showing possession. These adjectives are used to show or represent possession, owning something, the sense of ownership or a quality. For example, my, your, his, her, their, all of these are possessive pronouns, and when we are combining it with adjectives, they become possessive adjectives. My car is parked outside. Their house is at the end of the street. Her cat is very friendly. So it means these are your possessive adjectives. All right. The car is possessed by the noun. All right. Next one, we have interrogative adjectives. Now, students, we know interrogative is used for questions, interrogative sentences that are asking a question. An adjective that is used to modify a noun or a pronoun by asking a question is called an interrogative adjective. They are whose, what, and which. For example, which dress do you prefer? All right. Whose bag is this? Now, these are your interrogative adjectives. Demonstrative adjectives are mainly used to describe the position because it is demonstrating a subject or a noun. For example, in space or time. So this, that, these, and those, we already know these are our demonstrative pronouns. And when we find them in our adjectives, that house on the hill is beautiful. Beautiful is our adjective. So what is beautiful? That house. So it means this adjective is working with a demonstrative adjective. Those flowers over there are blooming. This apple tastes delicious. So these are your demonstrative adjectives. Compound adjectives. Now let's see. The word compound tells us that two things are going to work over here and they are going to work in pairs. Compound adjectives consist of two or more adjectives that can be used to modify the subject. For example, cotton-tailed, curly-haired, absent-minded, happy-go-lucky. You can see that it is linked, or rather you can say separated with hyphen, this punctuation mark. Cotton-tailed, curly-haired, all of these are your adjectives and they can be used as one single adjective and one single unit, but they are, in reality, they are compound adjectives. So it means that when you have two or three adjectives working together, separated or joined by hyphens, then you can call them compound adjectives. Identify the adjectives in the following sentences. Now, students, let's do this activity together. Be ready and solve question number 1. I bought a red dress for the wedding. Now, I bought. I is our subject. This is our pronoun. Bought is our verb. A is our article. Red. What about red? Red is our adjective. This is showing us quality of what? The noun dress. We are talking about dress in the sentence. For the wedding. For is our preposition. The is our article. And then wedding is the noun. All right. So here, red. Red is showing the quality of the dress. The dress is red in color, blue in color. So this describes and it modifies the noun. Hence, this is an adjective. Number 2, I have 8 apples. Yes, 8. This is a modifier. This is an adjective. The food is delicious. Delicious. My brother is naughty. Naughty is the adjective. The movie we watched last night was boring. Boring is the quality of the movie. All right. Pablo Picasso is a fine artist. Fine is our adjective over here. So I hope that you have compared your answers with mine and you have got the right answers. Now, solve these rest of the questions by yourself. And let's talk about adverb. Now, students, adverb, the students mostly confuse adverb with adjectives, but let's clear once and for all that adjective is something else and adverb is totally a different thing. So, an adverb is a word which modifies the meaning of a verb. Adjectives work with nouns, adverbs work with verbs, an adjective or an other adverb. So, instead of noun, an adverb can work with a verb, it can work with an other adjective, and it can also work with another adverb. The words quickly, very, quiet, these are all adverbs. Or hurriedly. So most of these adverbs are ending in ly or y. but not all the time. Exceptions are always there. Types of adverbs, they are categorized into different types according to their functions and used in a and their use in a sentence. Given below, here are the different types of adverbs. Now students, different types of adverbs we have over here. These are all the verbs according to the formation, according to the kinds. So first we have adverbs of time, to show time, which shows when something happens. Then adverb of frequency, it means how often, how frequently something happens. All right. Adverbs of place, it shows us where. All right. Adverbs of manner shows how or in what manner. So for example, quick is an adverb. It is an adverb of manner. Adverbs of degree or quantity. So when something is showing us quantity, how much, in what degree, or to what extent, this is an adverb of degree or quantity. Adverb of affirmation and negation, and then adverbs of reason. These are all the different kinds of adverbs, and they are used in different, they have their own functions and they are used in different contexts. For example, here, this is all the formations of adverbs, and this is how we are going to use them in different sentences. For example, I have heard this before. Before is an adverb, but what kind of adverb is it? Is it adverb of time, frequency, place, manner? Time. Before, after, yesterday, tomorrow. All of these that are showing us time, they are adverbs of time. I have spoken to him already. We shall now begin to work. This is showing us time. Already is also giving us an idea of the time frame. So this is also an adverb of time. Adverb of frequency tells that how frequently something happens. I have told you twice. How many times? Twice. So what is the frequency? 2 times. So this is the adverb of frequency. He often make mistakes. Often means like very often, very frequently. So the postman called again. So again, one time, forever, all these different adverbs are adverb of frequency. Adverb of place, for example, stand here. The horses galloped away. He looked up. He went there. So up, here, away, all these different kinds of adverbs, they are showing us place of something, where something is positioned or placed. Hence, they are adverbs of place. Adverbs of manner show how, in which manner, in which style something is happening. This story is well written. You should not do so. The child slept soundly. In what manner the child slept? Soundly, without making noise, peacefully. You should not do so. What? Just that you did so. Whatever you did right now, do not do so. So this is also an adverb of manner. Well is also an adverb of manner, because something can be written well, it can also be written badly. So this is the manner in which something has happened. Then you have your adverbs of affirmation and negation. For example, surely you are mistaken. He certainly means definitely. Surely means definitely. So these kind of words, they are showing affirmation or negation. Adverbs of reason, for example, he therefore left school. So all these words that we are showing for cause, they are adverbs of reason. All right. Therefore, thus, and consequently, they are adverbs of manner. So we have learned all these different variations and kinds of adverbs with examples. Now, how do we form adverbs? Now, adverbs of manner are mostly formed from adjectives by adding ly. You take an adjective, for example, clever, wise, these are adjectives. When you put ly at the end as a suffix, you can form your adverb. So whenever you see a word with ly that looks like an adjective but ending with ly, they are adverbs. When the adjective ends in y preceded by a consonant, change v into I and add ly. For example, happy is an adjective ending in y. We remove y, add ILY over here. Ready, we remove y is removed and ILY is added. This is a rule that we need to remember. We need to memorize it in order to make adjectives into adverbs or to identify whether a word is adjective or an adverb. Similarly, here are some more rules of identifying and forming, or these are the foundations of adverbs. When the adjective is ending in le, simply we change e into y. Single, singly. Double, doubly. All right. We removed e and changed with y. Some adverbs are made up of a noun and a qualifying adjective. Sometimes, meantime, meanwhile, yesterday, midway, otherwise. So wise, time. All right. So these are noun and a qualifying adjective. When they are coming together, they are giving us adverbs. Now, what kind of adverb is sometimes? Yes, this is an adverb of time. This is an adverb of frequency. All right. Yesterday is an adverb of time. All right. Some adverbs are compounds of on, weakened to a and a noun. For example, asleep, ahead, aboard, away. Now, so you can see that all of these are starting with the letter A. All right. So you can recognize that these are your compounds because we are combining A with these different kinds of nouns. Sleep, head, board, way, all these are nouns. So A plus the noun makes your adverbs. Some adverbs are compounds of on, we can do a noun and a noun. So this is again the same thing. Here are some compounds of some prepositions and a noun. Now, betimes, besides, we have preposition plus noun and you can form your adverb. Some adverbs are compounds of a preposition and an adjective. A broad, a long, long is an adjective, a is our preposition, a plus long. It means we have preposition plus our adjective and this makes our adverbs. So students, you must memorize these rules. Some adverbs are compounds of a preposition and an adverb. Within, within. All right. So within, without, before, beneath, these are your preposition and verbs acting together to make a single adverb. Now, identify the most suitable adverbs from the list given below and use them to complete the following sentences. Here is your word bank, here is your list, and you have to put the right one in the following fill in the blanks. The weather here is too cold, very cold, instantly, quarterly. So, which suitable adverb will go over here? The weather here is very cold. All right. I am, now you have to add an adverb. So the right one is extremely. I am extremely sorry for the delay. All right. Extremely sorry for the delay. You will receive an OTP and entering it, and on entering it, your account will be activated. We need an adverb. Now, slightly, to, very, anywhere, or instantly. Instantly activated. Just add the OTP and your account will be instantly adverb of frequency, right? This is an adverb of frequency. So follow the rest of these questions by yourself. Put the right adverb in the right kind of fill in the blanks, and now you can practice your usage of adverbs and also adjectives with all their forms and degrees and their different kinds. And this is all about today's students learning outcome. Dear learners, you will get a worksheet related to the main lesson of adjectives and adverbs, and you can get the remaining resources as well. So I hope, students, that now you can go to the different resources, find them, solve them, and then compare your answers and learn about this SLO. So we learned about adjectives, their different three kinds of forms of degrees: positive, comparative, and superlative. And then we learned about adverbs and the different kinds of adverbs: adverb of time, manner, frequency, place, degree, reason, etc. Thank you so much for listening to the lecture. Now I wish you all the best for achieving this learning outcome by yourself with practice. I'll see you in the next video lesson. Till then, take care of yourselves, and Allah Hafiz.